Big news coming out of Valkenswaard for 2025 is the fact that the Prague Lions, powered by the Czech equestrian team, Natalie Dean and I are trying to work out what these standings look like now at the end of the night. Yes, Prague Lions, powered by the Czech equestrian team, have been crowned winners of Valkenswaard 2025. It's a wonderful result for them. Super performance, by the way, from Fernando Martinez Soma, jumping on Jupp, still relatively young and performing so well, jumping a double clear. Jupp only 11 years old and jumping well beyond his years. But as it stands now, unfortunately for the Kunststars, powered by the Iron Dames, they move down a position. We have Natalie Dean, as mentioned, in the studio. That is a wrap of how things have ended here tonight. Valkenswaard, they were the current leaders. They find themselves in second place. And Scandinavian Vikings, what a result for them, as they now finish in third place and get onto the podium. If I recall, that is the first podium in quite some time. Natalie Dean, welcome to the studio tonight. Thoughts on Kunststars? Not necessarily the night that you would have wanted, but I imagine that there's still a lot to always talk about, a lot to always take out. Give me your thoughts on how things went today, in particular, at least, with a really good first round.
Yeah, I mean, the first round was amazing. Both Sophie and Katrin had great rounds. And Sophie had a nice clear in the second round as well. She's been so consistent this season and really a huge asset for our team. Julia, unfortunately, had a little miscommunication at the first jump. And it was really uncharacteristic for that duo. So I think we have nothing really to worry about. They'll be back stronger, and we'll see them in Riesenbeck, and they're going to come back fighting. A
first fence error, whether it be a run out or a fence down, is normally uncharacteristic and unique. Is that maybe just... Is that not paying attention just yet? Is that having your mind somewhere else? How would you explain sometimes a round one fence going down, or a first fence going down? Because that surely is the last thing that any rider wants to see go down.
Yeah, it's always an unfortunate way to start your round when you have an error or a miscommunication at the first jump. It kind of disheartens you to have to keep going after that, and she pulled it together. She didn't have too many on the clock, which was really good for us. And I mean, it's unfortunate. Nobody likes to have those bad days, but we are a family at Iron Dames, and we're with each other in the good times and the bad. And so I know we can come back from this, and we still have a lot of legs left, and we keep fighting.
With the team's performance and with Valkenswaard getting onto the podium, they now become a new championship leader, a 15-point lead over Shanghai Swans. You then just under 200. How much of last year's GCL victory has given you confidence and belief that actually, if you fall a little bit behind now, I don't want to say there's a long way to go, but it does still feel like there's many stages to go. I imagine that falling behind slightly now probably isn't so disheartening, knowing that there's a lot of action that's still to come, right?
Yeah, I think this season it's very tight at the top. And every stage counts, and we do our best every stage. If we can keep picking up podiums, then I think we have a good chance of winning again.
What happens in a big grass ring like this, where you see errors happening all over the field, you see really big teams collecting big score counts? What is it that on a giant grass ring like this that can prove to be so tricky for the best riders in the world?
Yeah, I think certain horses love grass rings, and certain horses are better in smaller rings, and I think that's why we really try to pick horses for which venues suit them. We do a good job at the Iron Dames of planning the season and really seeing who has what horses available and trying to plan the best team we can for each stage.
Surprising night in the sense of Paris Panthers, bottom of the table, jumping double clear. Scandinavian Vikings, second from the bottom, now getting onto a podium. Somehow, the teams that have struggled all season, how is it possible that they seem to make this look relatively smoother compared to those that have really dominated in the year?
Yeah, I think actually at the bottom of the table, they're really fighting for that bottom spot because the bottom team doesn't get to go to Prague, and that's a lot of money in Prague available, and if you don't get to go, it really affects your team. So I think it's actually exciting this year that bottom team doesn't get to go to Prague, because it really is encouraging those bottom teams to keep fighting for the second half of the season and really use their best horses.
For perhaps a young rider that has not yet jumped at a playoff, has not been to Prague in particular, maybe for a viewer that is not aware as to what a playoff looks like, they would have watched today or watched in London or watched in Riesenbeck. How would you describe what they see on a weekly basis throughout the year versus what's coming up in Prague at a playoffs? What kind of escalation do we see when we get to the GC playoffs in Prague?
Yeah, Prague, I mean, it's really a global on steroids. It's really it's an amazing event. They do such a great job producing it, and the the environment and the crowd and the atmosphere is I would say second to almost none of the shows in the world. It's really a unique event, and it's 1 week out of the year that all their top riders are aiming at. There's a Super Grand Prix, which only the winners of Grand Prix get to go to, and I think it's really its own week. Every team, okay, you get to qualify a little bit better if you're in the top 4, but really it starts over in the playoffs, and it's really top 6 teams in the end, and there's a lot of prize money.
As a team that has won the GCL season in 2024, how different do you think it'll feel in winning a GCL Super Cup? Like, what is the escalation there between being a season champion versus winning a Super Cup? Where does that rank in your career, in your life? What is that ambition like in comparison to winning the year?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, I think winning the season is really a testament to the consistency we've had over the whole season, where the playoffs is really aiming for a specific event, more like a championship, and really peaking at the right time.
I know that the Kunstars are big planners. I imagine that you've planned quite far ahead. Can you talk to us about, firstly, how far ahead have you planned? And then secondly, what is the next show looking like now? We have a couple back-to-back with Riesenbeck and Vienna and New York all coming up quite quickly. What is the near future look like for the Kunstars?
I mean, we've planned all the way through Prague for the second half. We're big planners. Obviously, we have backup plans, and things can change. It's horses, and but I think we really try to plan so that us as riders can make the best plan for our horses, when to get them shod, when they need to go somewhere, and so maybe they need to do a small class before they go to the show, and really tailor each individual horse's schedule for the globals and trying to produce the best results.
How difficult is it to balance a season finish and the Prague playoffs? Because undoubtedly the Kunstars will be going to Prague as one of the favorites, without a doubt. And I imagine that it looks as if you'll most likely be going kind of down to the wire in championship hunt as well. So how are you making sure that the horses that you have fit for Prague, that'll be late November, are still fit for a couple months earlier to wrap up the season? Is that a challenging balance?
Yeah, for sure. There's still a lot of legs left, and so we have a lot of globals for the horses to jump. Luckily, we have a very strong team, and we're really utilizing every single member of the team and really trying to make sure that the horses aren't being over-jumped too much, and that we can really plan for the rest of the season.
That has to be a massive relief, right? If you think about the depth that the Kunstars have, the fact that you can be here and not even compete over the weekend, the fact that you can bring in Julia, mid-season transfer earlier today, you still have Sophie jumping clear, you have Katrine jumping clear. The lineup that the Kunstars has, does that then, just on a weekly basis, give you the feeling that there never should be burnout in a team like that?
For sure, and I think it's nice to know that whatever team we send, we're going to be strong, and I think we're such a close-knit family, especially after last year, because it's most of the same riders as last year. Even Anastasia was still part of the Iron Dames last year. She wasn't on the team yet, but we really know each other quite well at this point, and we really know how to support each other.
All right, Natalie Dean, I believe it looks as if the teams are coming out, so we will get ready for the podium celebration in a few moments' time. It's been a sensational night for the Prague Lions, powered by the Czech equestrian team, who finally get on top of the podium. Peter de Vos and FMS Fernando Martinez Soma go on to win here tonight. Valkenswaard United were leading, going on to now finish in second place, and Scandinavian Vikings, I mean that with the utmost respect. What a sensational surprise that is for the Vikings, and I have no doubt that Geert Gulliksen is going to be full of words by the end of the night. We look forward to hopefully having a catch up with him as well to get some thoughts and some reaction. Natalie, go be with your team. Thank you very much for tonight. We appreciate it and always love having you in the studio. Natalie Dean from the Kunstars, powered by the Iron Dames, giving us plenty of thoughts and plenty of reaction as they then finish today on 14 penalties down in 11th place, but they are still firmly in that championship hunt, in third place now behind the Shanghai Swans. Let's go into the ring. Let's look forward to the podium celebration and welcome your top 3 teams from Valkenswaard 2025.
See what they're going to do. So, being led in, Peter de Vos, Fernando Martinez Sommer, our victors today. 2 riders, they used 3 horses, and that was all they needed to finish up on a score of 4. With a time of 1:55.88. So then in second place we have Hans-Dieter Dreyer and Gilles Thomas. They finished up on 8 falls with a time of 1:48.82. So 2 riders, they used 4 horses. So now in third place we had the Scandinavian Vikings. And slightly different, we've had 3 riders, so we've had Amanda Lebrand, Jörg Vreeling, Sarah Vinglova, and Jörg Vreeling again, so we've 3 riders on that team in 3rd place. So they're on the way, and there's Joris Horst getting a little bit exciting, enjoying music. He's trying out for Strictly Come Dancing. So everybody's in position. There's the star of the show, ably assisted by Peter. For a presentation, the riders just getting off their horses and handing them over to their grooms. So this is a nice piece now that the grooms come in and get their horses. So getting ready to take their podiums. So on the left we have Dennis Montecola on behalf of the global champions. In the middle there was Alice van Himben. She's on behalf of Longines Tops International, and of course Mr. Jan Tops, the founder and president of the Global Champions League. So they're going to make the presentation. So in 3rd place, taking the podium, we have Jörg Vreeling and Amanda Landbland. So Amanda will be delighted. She had 1 round and she was clear. Jörg Vreeling had his 2 rounds. So in 2nd place, Gilles Thomas, Hans-Dieter Dreyer. So they take the podium. And now our victors. So Fernando Martinez Sommer and Peter de Vos are worthy victors this evening. Fantastic performance, finishing up on a score of 4 penalties and a double clear, just using 2 horses, 2 riders. So they'll be really delighted with that. And now, coming forward to make the presentation, as I say, Dennis Montecola, on behalf of the global champion, he presents us to the 3rd place team, the Scandinavian Vikings. In 2nd place, presenting the prize on behalf of Longines Tops International, Alice van Himbergen. So she gives the trophy across to Gilles Thomas and Hans-Dieter Dreyer. I'm sure they prefer the next one, but they'll have to settle for 2nd place. But that's going to keep them at the top of the league, so I'm sure they're going to be happy with that. And to present the 1st prize, Mr. Jan Tops, the founder and president of the Global Champions League, to the worthy winners, Peter de Vos and Fernando Martinez Sommer. What a fantastic performance and well deserved. Now, a great competition. Great credit should go to our course builder, Juliana Zenzo. As always, put up a fantastic course and gave us great entertainment. So there they are, all on the podium. So one small matter of some champagne to be corked. One for cover now fairly quickly. Yeah, those in the know. So Jan is gone. Trophies down. Bottles have been reached for. Now they're off and running. So interesting to see who's chasing who here now. But yeah, look, it's yeah. So they don't need the jackets tomorrow. We don't have a team competition. So yeah. And that's a good shot. In fairness, he's got that one going well. There won't be much left to drink out of that. Our two mascots they feel they're being left out a little bit. Shields is quite light on his feet. He's good off the bank, I have to say. So no, these guys are going to enjoy that. They've worked hard today. They put on a fantastic performance. I think on behalf of everybody who's had the opportunity to sit and witness the sport that we've had for the last 4 or 5 hours, it's been outstanding. They deserve their celebrations and they should enjoy the evening. And great credit to everybody involved in the Global Champions League. It's a superb, great fun. Great dynamic, and as you can see, it means an awful lot to everybody. Now we just need to get back up on our horses and have a lap of honour, and that'll be this evening's performances completed. So congratulations to the Prague Lions, the worthy winners, to Valkenswaard United. They've been strong all season and they continue with a second place. So third place for the Scandinavian Vikings. Really solid performance again today. They came in here in 16th place and they finished up on third place. So let's get ready for the lap of honour, and then we can wish everybody good night. So last little bit's been sorted out. They and yeah, pick up a nice canter, and off they go. Fernando. Okay, and on behalf of everybody here, I hope you've enjoyed the sport. We've had a fantastic day here in Valkenswaard in the Global Champions League. Congratulations to the Prague Lions. From me, Tom Frey, and all the team, wishing you a good night.
Well, that is quite the night for the teams that finish on the podium, but arguably none bigger and none better than that of the Prague Lions, powered by the Czech equestrian team. If I get out of the way, actually, because I'm certainly not whoever everyone is looking at, and we're trying to grab the Prague Lions. There is Peter de Vos right behind me. In fact, coming under the desk there. Does my finger even show it? No, not at all. There goes Peter de Vos. An outstanding performance. It looks as if FMS Fernando Martinez Sommer has left the ring already. The two champions of Valkenswaard put in a sensational performance, and with it, very importantly, by the way, seemed to put a lockdown on fourth place for now. If you remember, at the start of the afternoon, at the start of the round, in fact, in Valkenswaard, we spoke about the top three in the championship race all running away. And then a very big, long list of a chasing pack that are trying to hold down fourth. But with this victory today, what the Prague Lions do is now arguably open up a massive gap between the rest of the field now. They're a little bit out of reach of Kunstars, one would imagine. But what they seem to have done here now is safely and securely, for now, after stage 10, put themselves as the frontrunner for the GCL Super Cup semi-finals. Basel Cosmopolitans, Razorback International, Mexico Amigos, they all climb, but there is still a lot of work for them to do to catch the Prague Lions, who now seem to be very comfortable and have a lot of breathing room in that position. So not only is this a great stage win for the team, but this is a remarkable performance that gives them a wonderful boost for the upcoming GC Prague playoffs later on this year. Rome Gladiators, well, they climb. They now move up to 12th. And unfortunately for the Paris Panthers, can you believe the heartbreak? Double clear in round one. They go into pole position. They are the last team to go in GCL round 2. And with multiple fences falling, they finish on 12, and with it, stay in the bottom of the table. Quite remarkably as well for the Scandinavian Vikings, who get onto the podium but still don't even move outside of that second last position. They are flirting with some danger there with the Paris Panthers. A reminder of a rule change in 2025. The last place team will not go to the playoffs in Prague later on this year. And as that stands, Scandinavian Vikings, as that stands, shall I say, Scandinavian Vikings and the Paris Panthers are playing with fire there. We're going to get some reaction from third and from second as the night unfolds. And I already have my two microphones ready. This is for Peter de Vos. This is for FMS Fernando Martinez Sommer, to get their thoughts on how today went and how they find themselves. We will also then hear from second and hear from third as well, to get the thoughts of Gilles Thomas, Yet another incredible performance. Take nothing away from that, from Hans-Dieter Dreyer, from Gilles Thomas, both jumping superbly today to finish in second place. And watch their nearest rivals in the Shanghai Swans and Cannes Stars not perform exceptionally well. So from a championship point of view, that is an outstanding performance from them as well. Let's hear then from Valkenswaard United, get some reaction with Rosie Turner.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. I've got the team here, and that is now their 6th podium, 3 wins, and now 3 times being second. Gilles, just sum that up for us.
You just sum it up. So yeah, it's going very well. That's also why we are still wearing this armband. And also today was again a good performance.
Hans, the team are really pulling away that top spot now. What are the kind of chats behind the scenes of how confident you are that you can keep that top spot?
Yeah, it was a really delicious day today. We are really lucky that we have Gilles in our team. He's a really clear round machine. And yeah, we are still in lead, and we will fight again.
Gilles, I have to say, you are a clear machine, but bringing 2 youngsters in like that again and going double clear, how do you do it? We want to know the secret.
How do I do it? Oh, I think I'm very lucky with 2 9-year-olds like this. They are doing very well, and you really, I feel that they are growing into it. Like also with Calista, I can go already a bit more for the time. That's also why we still end up second, I think. And then yeah, they are doing the Ludo.
Hans, this team seemed to have so much horsepower. How exciting is that for the rest of the season looking forward?
Yeah, we are really, I think, a really strong team. But the year is not over. I think we have to fight again, and we will do it.
You're fighting very hard at the moment, and it's paying off. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, the thoughts of Hans-Dieter Dreyer, and from Gilles Thomas, the new championship leaders extend their lead at the top of the table. They're now up by 15 points. Shanghai Swans at 203. The Cannes Stars now move down to 3rd place at 198. And as mentioned, not only is this a massive stage victory for the Prague Lions, but they also do themselves a major favor in that hunt for a GCL Super Cup semi-final. Now on 172 points, there is a massive gap that they have now opened up between themselves and the Basel Cosmopolitans in 5th place. We're going to talk to Peter de Vos. We're going to talk to FMS, Fernando Martinez Sommer. Both men jumping superbly today. Both men becoming victorious here in Valkenswaard. We stand by for now, though, and get the thoughts from the 3rd place team. Rosie Turner, let's get some reaction then, and a very impressive run from the Scandinavian Vikings.
A very impressive run indeed, Mark, and a first podium for the Scandinavian Vikings. Amanda, I want to start with you. You came into round 2, delivered a fantastic clear. How good does that feel for the team?
No, very good, of course. This is my 2nd time in the team, and yeah, of course you always want to do a clear round, but now today felt really good.
Yeah, I have to say, when I looked at the team sheet this morning and saw you were bringing 2 very young horses in, I was wondering how it would go. Did you expect to be on the podium today?
Did not expect it, but I think the both girls rode so fantastic, Sarah and Amanda, and everything was good, and it was pity that I had the last fence down.
I did speak to Geir Gullikson afterwards, and he said, I can't believe he had that last fence down, but it all paid off today. Amanda, this team, like you've said, you've only joined, and this is your 2nd time. How good is a team spirit, is it?
Also always very good, but it's such a good experience for me to ride with somebody like you, who has a lot more experience than me. And just being at all these amazing venues and these shows, and no, it's very nice to be here.
And yeah, obviously all paths lead to the GC Prague playoffs. You're pulling away from that bottom spot. You're getting a slightly more out of danger. How determined are the team to make sure that they get there?
Yeah, that's absolutely. But okay, we spoke it over this morning that we think everything is still positive, and we will make it. And I think today we make the first big step towards it. And once again, thanks to the girls.
Huge congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The thoughts of the Scandinavian Vikings. Geir Gulliksen showing some frustration at some fences falling, but ultimately 8 penalties still sees them finish on the podium, and that is a remarkable performance for a team that has struggled in the season and now finds themselves finally getting onto the podium. They are, however, still second from the bottom and fighting with Paris Panthers to get into the GC Prague playoffs. Last team does not go to Prague. That is a big rule change for 2025. For now, the team that looks to be destined to be jumping in a GCL Super Cup semi-final is the Prague Lions. Peter de Vos has got 157 texts over the last half hour, justifiably so. FMS from Martinez Soma, Peter de Vos. Been a busy night on the phone? Some celebrations? Congratulations.
Yeah, we have people from the team who does nice celebrations, so who does give nice messages, so it's nice. Everybody is behind the team, and that's what it makes also very nice to ride for this team, and it's good.
Fernando, I bumped into you downstairs after round 1, and I said to you, congratulations after round 1.
Thank you.
And you very quickly said to me, oh, we see round 2, we'll see how round 2 goes, we'll see how round 2 goes. Jupp is still only 11, right? To jump clear in round 1, to jump clear in round 2 under this pressure. The Jokov we'll wait to see in round 2. I mean, it was absolutely superb. It felt as if it was destined to happen. How did that round 2 feel for you?
No, I mean, he's a super horse. I always knew it. He's a little bit behind because this or that during his young career, but definitely he's a horse with all the potential, so I know I can count on him.
Peter, Primo's only 10 as well. So to take the decision to jump a 10-year-old in a second round, that's a very brave decision. I imagine, again, you're feeling as if he's ready to be there, ready to go and perform like that to make that decision. Talk to me about Primo.
Yeah, I'm very happy with him. He's a horse that we also bred ourselves, so it's a very nice journey we had with him. And I feel now he's really ready to do this level. He did already a few really good shows the last 2-3 months, and he's really stepping up. So I was very confident to ride him here, and he delivered. He did a fantastic job. The horse jumped really good, and it's very nice to have such a horse in my string now.
Were you surprised, Peter, by some of the bigger teams that had really high scores? Because ironically, the teams towards the bottom seemed to find life a little bit easier, at least for most parts. It felt like a bit of a swap day today for GCL. What do you think was causing some trouble today?
Yeah, it was a bit strange actually. Actually, first round was quite okay, and then second round in the beginning we thought it is okay, was quite some clears. And then finally were a little bit mistakes everywhere, and also, okay, we knew we had to go clear, both of us, and then we would still make a good chance to end up in the top 4. And then suddenly we had sight on the podium, and then all the other teams kept on making faults, and we moved up. It was anyway again a big course like it always is, but it's on this big grass arena. They built quite big fences here, and you have to deliver every time and every stage again, and that makes it also difficult to be there every time.
Fernando, the new overall rankings have now been released, by the way. So Valkenswaard United, Shanghai and Kan Stars are now the new look 1, 2 and 3. Prague Lions have now jumped out of that chasing pack that were all fighting for 4th and now seem to have opened up a huge amount of breathing room between yourself and the Basel Cosmopolitans. Every team wants to go to Prague and wants to jump in the GC playoffs. I imagine that for you, we can say the home team, of course, as Peter de Vos would have said, everyone wants to be there. But is there additional pressure from Anakel Narova, from the supporters, from the city of Prague? Is that pressure falling on the shoulders of this team to really make sure that you guys have got to be there in that semi-final on day 1, or day 2 at least, of Prague?
I mean, we definitely want to keep on the ball, and we want to give ourselves the best chance to be top 4 in the final. Mm-hmm. And of course, being a home show there, it's good pressure, you know. Anna is always supporting us and putting good pressure that you also need sometimes from your team to give a little, come on guys, you can do this, you know. So it's I would say again, the good pressure that you need in the shows to deliver.
When do you start getting comfortable, Peter? When do you start looking at the table and feeling like it's in the bag? There's still a lot to go. We're only on stage 10 now. Have you got a point in your mind where if we can have something like this with 3 to go, 2 to go, do you want to see it go right down to the wire? When do you feel as if your mind will start to feel a little comfortable?
I think we will not be released from that pressure till the very end. I mean, it's like we always know, there are a few big stages to come, and the competition is not done yet. And
one elimination or what?
Everything it can happen. Voilà, it can happen so quick. in our sport. We know that. So we have to be on the ball till the last show, I think. And hopefully we can then keep that fourth position, and hopefully we might also move up. It will not be easy, but that chance is also there. I think we have good riders and good horses for the next few stages, and we need to fight to keep this fourth place for sure. But hopefully we can maybe move up.
It's an incredibly busy September-October period that comes now. We have Riesenbeck coming up. There is a trip to New York, which is very exciting. There is Rome, there is Vienna, a lot of shows that are coming up. Has there been conversation about what this next block looks like, or is Prague taking it one by one? What does the planning look like now?
No, we always follow a little bit the plan. We make sure everybody knows a little bit the plan so we can be on point to every stage. So definitely we have a plan for the coming shows.
All right. Peter de Vos, when do we see you again? What's the next show?
Next show we will see me again, normally also with Primo in Riesenbeck.
Okay. Fernando, you come to Riesenbeck?
Yes, also Riesenbeck.
Well, it looks as if there's some good momentum here, so don't change anything. It seems to be working well. Enjoy tonight. I hope that Anne Kalnarova has sent some champagne to the room, some celebrations. The Prague Lions, powered by the Czech equestrian team, champions of Valkenswaard 2025. Incredible performances from Fernando Martinez Somenyup and Peter de Vos on Lente and Primo DV, jumping their way through to a win on only 4 penalties over the different rounds, and it is a sensational win for these men who will go on and earn themselves a well-deserved drink. Peter de Vos, you may head out to FMS. Thank you very much, guys. Congratulations. Enjoy and celebrate tonight in Valkenswaard, and we'll hopefully see you again on the podium soon. Your champions of Valkenswaard 2025. Thumbs up from the boys as they look forward to hopefully a cold drink or two. Why not? Well deserved. As the sun begins to set here in the south of the Netherlands, they will enjoy themselves a wonderful night. We hope that you have joined Global Champions League round 2 as well. Congratulations to Valkenswaard United, the new championship leaders. And, of course, as we said, the Scandinavian Vikings finding themselves in 3rd place. A real impressive performance from them. Let's show you then those current rankings, because this is how it stands at the end of Valkenswaard 2025. A new gap that has opened up between Prague Lions and the rest of the field. And certainly changes between 1, 2, and 3 as well, as Kunstars, now powered by the Iron Dames, have to do a little bit of chasing. The defending 2024 GCL champions are not used to seeing themselves drop on the overall championship standings. They now have some work to do. Shanghai jump into 2nd place, and now Basel are in that fight with the Riesenbeck, with the Mexico Amigos, Madrid in Motion, who drop after an elimination today, and New York Empire begin to climb. So because of that new fight for top 4, everyone chasing the Prague Lions. But for now, that is a wrap as we look forward to the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Valkenswaard that comes up as well. Thank you for joining us here at the Longines Tops International Arena. We take a break, we catch our breath. You get to reflect on an outstanding GCL day, and we'll see you next for the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Valkenswaard. Fijne avond, wel te rusten. Good night.